Okay, new video and another quick plug from me by my guide, Food, Keto, 10 dishes, where to eat them, where the locals eat them, including the dish today and the same actually restaurant that I'm going to today. One of the best places in keto to get guatita, one of their national dishes. So check that guide out, you can find the link in the description. And now let's talk some tripe. So tripe is the lining of the stomach of a farm animal, usually cow, sometimes sheep. It could be any type of, or science there when you need those animals that chew cud. It could be a giraffe, could be an antelope. Those animals, you know what I'm talking about. So I'm just going to be talking about the cow because it's the most common, and the cow has an interesting stomach. Of course, you know they have 4 stomachs. Out of those 4, we get tripe from 3 of them. The 3 types are blanket, honeycomb, and book. Blanket, also called flat tripe, comes from this first chamber, which is called the rumen. The next chamber is called the reticulum, and it's responsible for honeycomb tripe, or also known as pocket tripe. And the last chamber is called omasum, something like that. And it's responsible for leaf tripe or book tripe. There's a couple of different names for it. But it's kind of that one that has kind of liney, fingery kind of things. I ate a lot of tripe in Sichuan. We lived in Sichuan, and we'd go for hot pot, and we'd get all 3 kinds of tripe. And that leaf one was my favorite, actually. But generally, honeycomb is thought to be the best. It's meatier, and it has it gets a little bit more tender. But to get tender tripe, you have to really cook it for a long time. It actually comes pre-cooked a lot of the times. They'll just cook it for a little bit to clean it, and they'll also soak it in actually bleach, which sounds kind of bad, but it's actually okay. You could probably drink bleach if. Maybe I shouldn't say that. No, don't drink bleach. But even after that, you're going to want to cook it for 3 to 4 hours to get it nice and tender. Now, I know tripe is not popular in North America. In Europe, it's pretty popular. The French use it. The British used to cook with it, but it's not so popular anymore. But you know, like in Asia, South America, Central America, and parts of Europe, it's widely popular, and it's been popular for a long time, hundreds of years. So I'm going for one of my favorite tripe dishes I've ever had. It's called guatita. I'm going to go to probably the best place, one of the best places in the world to get this dish. It's right here behind the Presidencia de República, it's where the government runs the country. The federal government operates out of this place right across the road here. Colmena means the hive because they have a terrible bee infestation. No, because people buzz in and out like bees, I believe is why they call it that. But they've been making guatita. It's their specialty. They only do guatita and ceviche. They've been doing it for almost 60 years. So it's a really cool old school restaurant. They would call that hueca. Hueca is a pretty important term when it comes to Ecuadorian food. It's used to describe a restaurant that's been around for a long time, makes traditional dishes, and offers really good food at a good price. It's kind of an old school restaurant. So this is definitely a hueca. I mean, you see right here, 1958. It's a long time to be making this dish. So let's go in and have a look and order up some guatita.
Buen día.
Buenos días. Uno guatita, por
Ya, muy
favor.
bien. Por favor.
Gracias. So the cooking process for this starts early in the morning. They'll start by washing the tripe in like a lemon brine just to clean it off and stuff. And then they got to cook it for like 6 hours to make it as delicious as it is. Okay, so I got my guatita here. You can see it's got some potatoes in it. It's got some beautiful hunks of honeycomb tripe, big, thick, juicy tripe. And this sauce here is amazing. It's thick with potatoes and peanut paste, so it's got like a real peanutty taste to it, almost like a peanut butter soup. It's really tasty. Creamy though, like creamy, peanutty, and you can taste the potatoes in the broth, like cooked potatoes in it to thicken it. Wow, it's really good. So normally, guatita would be served with rice on the side. That's probably the most common thing. But here they believe that bread and avocado go better with it. And I'm like 100% behind them on that. Especially in Ecuador when the avocados are so perfect. This will just scoop right out of here and I'll just put it right in there. Some people will scoop it, kind of give it a little dip, and then eat it, which is amazing. But you can even just scoop it and plop it right in there. So good. And the bread they use here, really perfect bread. That's just like crispy on the outside, like super stretchy and flaky on the inside. Fresh. I don't know where they get it from, but it's super fresh. So I'll peel the bread, dip it, and eat it. I always try to save some bread just for the bottom of the bowl when you're all done. You can just take some bread, just clean out the bowl with the bottom of it. So let's try some of this tripe. That is a big, thick piece of tripe. And it's so tender. It's almost like eating kind of a meatier version of fat. Let's try some with some potato. They just use the best tripe here. Just thick and so tender. And the potatoes absorb that peanutty broth. Really good. And on the side over here on the table, you get some spicy sauce, some ají, and their sauce is extra spicy. So you don't want to put too much of that in there, but it does add a nice little flavor to it. Just a bit, and you'll see the difference. Yeah, it's just a little bit of a burn. The most popular time to get this dish is on a Saturday or a Sunday morning because it's good hangover food, according to the Ecuadorian people. I've said this in 2 videos in a row now, so take it for what it's worth. One day I will just get really hammered and go and test all these dishes out and see if they cure the hangover. Even if the idea of eating cow stomach turns your stomach, you should definitely try this dish because it's one of the best tripe dishes out there, and I think it'll change your mind on tripe. Yeah, that's good stuff. They're charging $4.50 for this, which is a little bit more than you'd spend on this dish normally, but it's the best. It's the best in the city, possibly the whole world. Blendering. Not blending, but blendering. The blender is blended.
Using a blender.
Yeah, he was blendering. Somebody's always got to be blendering. So I'll finish this off, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure you subscribe below, hit the bell icon to get notified when we're in videos. And I think that's it.
Prefer when I'm by myself. I don't wanna hang around y'all. Pray for good health. One day I'm really gon' ball. Fuck around and buy the whole mall. Breaking that cake. Flexing 700 in the bank. Not a superhero, I don't save. Look at my face. Look at my grades. Don't match up, no love. Look at date. I just fade. When I hit